TFT match of the week. I am Kobe, joined by Mark again, and excited to dive into the last match with Riot Moore. Welcome to the desk.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
How have you been enjoying the tournament so far?
It's been really fun to see a lot of different comps doing really well. Seeing some really exciting moments. Obviously, the highlight for me being the Zed versus Nocturne Sivir.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty exciting so far.
It's funny because everyone's used to seeing Zed, fill up the entire map, and then usually the Zed wins.
Yep.
But not the case with the item stacking.
Yeah, that's what I think is so cool about just TFT as a whole is how you can break the game in multiple ways, and then it's like, wait, which one is more broken? And that's like, oh, I guess Hand of Justice Sivir is more broken with the Duskblade Nocturne.
Yeah, Nocturne got, what, like 60-something stacks on Deathblade?
Yeah, he had 39 stacks, and then that synergizes really well with his lifesteal, so each time he's basically going back to full. So yeah, it worked really well.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite interaction I've seen so far. Do you have one interaction that on the new set that stood out to you in any of the games you've played or anything?
Ah, that's a tough one. I mean, Glacial Olaf has been an exciting one to see, especially with the Berserker applying the freeze to like the entire team. I know that's been a really kind of painful one for some players, but also really exciting to just like hold the team in place.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what you do for TFT for the viewers?
Yeah, so I'm the lead designer on TFT, so I make sure the whole game feels really good, as well as I'm also in charge of the balance and the state of things. So for example, if Zed's too strong, that's on me. So.
It's dangerous to put your name out there as a balance guy because fans are coming at you like, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that.
You have great power.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's been really exciting to get that kind of feedback. A lot of players are really passionate about TFT and really excited, and that's kind of kept the whole team going. We've been excited to kind of deliver that to the players.
All right, well, let's run through the top 8 that we have up on stage then, because we had Becca winning on day 1, then Evangelion, Virus, Kongmen. How do you say that one, Mark? Take over.
Zaiz.
Yep.
Zaiz.
Then Jschritte, Honglian, and Jinsol.
Yep. Jschritte, we had him on for a little bit as well yesterday, casting one of the games with us. Very, very knowledgeable player. So
yeah, super humble too.
Yeah, someone to keep our eye on throughout this this round.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who actually reaches out a lot and gives us a lot of feedback on the various state of things. Wasn't a big fan of Brand there for a while, so.
Yeah, there was a period of time where Brand was like insta-pick, just slap it into comps for a little bit.
Yeah, still pretty good. But
yeah, I feel like you did a pretty good job with him now because he got into a good spot where he's still very powerful. Ocean Mages, of course, with Summoners is still very good, but doesn't feel as oppressive. And a lot of the pros that I've been talking to, and even people in high solo queue, are really excited about the versatility of the number of comps that you can actually win the game with now.
Yeah, I mean, even today we've seen, like, 5 Shadow, we saw the Zed carry, we saw Crystal Predator. So yeah, again, really exciting to see that wide range of comps do well.
Yeah, and this for this event, it's winner take all sort of, except all the money's going to charity, $100,000 going to a charity of their choice. And so it's really focused on high roll strategies. What do you think is one of the most standout high rolls? Is it Predator? Is it Ocean Mage?
If you can pull off the 4 electric,
yeah,
that is basically the high roll comp.
I love it when you hit Electric Lux later, too. Yep. And then I'll even just start putting in level 1 Orns and stuff just to have more things popping off these giant
with
explosions.
A ton of damage doing AoE, especially if you can get like a 3-star Orn with Phantom Dancer. That's just a lot of power right there.
Definitely a super fun one. Any hipster build that you like to go to? Because we talked a lot about, oh yeah, after tournaments like this, people will bandwagon on whatever won the tournament. Or,
so what's the non-meta one?
Exactly. So it opens up other stuff.
Yeah, one of the things you can do is if a lot of people are building Brand, you can actually go Nami carry, push that late, use the Morello on Nami. That's another one that's really exciting to run.
All right, let's take a look here.
Everyone's stacking up for the spatula.
And a lot of Phantom Dancer, Morellonomicon parts, then a tier and sword at the end.
Yeah, I feel like
that's been how they go.
Yeah, I feel like Jschritte actually getting the belt here for a Morellonomicon later was probably the safer grab there, because that's been such a key item this set with all the healing.
All right, Becca had the bow.
Yeah. Like how they're already deciding who gets what champs. Becca giving up on Brand.
I will also say getting a tier on Ocean Map can work really well. You can get some things to go into Shojin range really quickly, and then they can start popping off from there, like Malzahar.
Zyra, yeah, a lot of the summoners feel really good on Ocean Map. Zyra, I think it's, what, 75 or 80 for the base costs, and so if you get the Ocean and a tier or something, you're basically there.
Yeah, Zyra, you can go like double Shojin Hurricane, and then every other auto attack is casting her spell, so that gets real big.
buying out the shop. Couple pairs there, so not bad.
I think it's really, really important to shift around, even look through to see what one-cost units people have been getting, because this is even the early stage where people start typing in all chat me pred as well. You talked about the Ocean Mage starts and some of the hyper rolling for Woodland Druids, but there's at least one Predator player in pretty much every lobby because somebody decides to roll for them.
Yeah, with this set, it's been really important to scout a lot. We saw this with Whippo's win, actually, by going uncontested Shadow. He got that 3-star Scion, 3-star Kindred, and allowed him to win really well.
It was actually really funny, too, because that was coming off of the game where we saw Skara go Shadow, uncontested Shadow, had a level 1 Kindred for almost the entire game. Meanwhile, he at least 3-starred the Scion.
Yeah, that was painful to watch.
I liked Whippo's logic, too, of like, well, it didn't work for Skara, so statistically, now it's going to work for me.
Appropriate for Vegas.
Yeah. Already Predator's done for Kongmen. I like Predators a lot. As much as Electric is that super high roll comp, it doesn't come on until really a lot later.
Yeah, that's why it's a really risky comp. You've got to carry it through the early and mid game and then transition over. So
yeah, I wonder if anyone's going to go for it, or like we're going to get a ton of hyper rolls.
Another thing you can do if everyone's hyper rolling is you can build something like Giant Slayer to counter the high health totals. That works really well on Predators, in fact.
Yeah, Scar was talking about the one time that he likes running light, and especially with Vayne obviously being the main carry, is when it's on a mountain map, and you know people have these giant Renekton's, and Vayne can kind of chew through them.
Yep.
I also really like defensive items on Skarner, because once you get Crystal, towards the end of the game, it becomes insanely hard to take it down.
Yeah, Crystal synergizes really well with high HP totals, since each hit just becomes sort of a flat amount of damage.
Nice Warmogs on there.
Exactly. So if you can 3-star Skarner, that's a really powerful champ there.
And that's why we talk about hyper rolling a lot for that strategy too. Getting 3 stars of the Predators early. But you don't have to hyper roll Predators. It can transition into other poison builds, and a lot of people talked about Singe. You pretty much just need a Morello as the main synergy.
Yeah,
and,
you just run the early Predators and then push to 8 quick and then transition into a poison Predator build. Can work really well.
Becca on the Woodland Druid train. Looks like it's going to be enough to pick up the win here.
All right, looks like we got Skara waiting in the wings, so I think we might transition as well. Thank you so much, Port Dog.
Thanks for having me, and good luck, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Get Scar on the mic in a second. We're going to swap over. Here's Virus, who I picked previously to win. And
the Mark curse prediction.
yeah, so if Virus can break the curse, that's like 2 wins in 1. Because he has to stop my horrible...
Yes, you overcome Mark, and you are able to give to charity.
Hello, guys.
Welcome.
So, Skara.
Yes.
Let's dive into it.
Yeah.
Whippo crushed with the shadows.
I saw, yeah.
You, on the other hand, could not find a Kindred. What's wrong with your D key?
Apparently, I think Riot sabotaged me. I'm just saying, 120 gold in on an uncontested unit, that's pretty messed up odds.
It's because we kept asking you to come on segments with us, and you didn't come
I kept
until
saying
just
no.
now, so that's why they axed your RNG.
Oh, man. But I'm actually here to cheer for my friend Becca, so I'm going to be very biased during this.
That's totally fine. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I like it's like a local broadcast. You're the NA local.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Toast was saying the same thing too. He's cheering on Becca.
Well, that's because the NA, we did pretty bad. Becca's the only one who got through from the NA crew, right?
Okay, it wasn't my fault.
No, I mean, obviously,
yeah,
Hapu Dog, everyone else.
Yeah.
Toast.
Yeah. Just unlucky.
You got unlucky. They were bad.
Just unlucky overall.
Yeah, I mean, you made a deal with Becca, right? You pulled out of the
I made a deal with
Woodland hyper
Hapu?
roll?
Yeah.
Hapu, yeah.
That's okay. Just, whatever. Just a little unlucky, and that's the name of the game. We're in Vegas. I'm up money, so I was lucky elsewhere.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Really nice opening for Ocean Mages here.
Yeah,
Has
wow.
the level 2 Zyra already. Decent Woodland Druid opener. Going to transition later, though. There's quite a few Oceans floating around.
I find 4 Ocean to be like one of the best mid-game things. Like, you don't need to go Ocean Mages. You just put in 4 Oceans, and then maybe throw in a Mage. Realistically, you probably throw in like a Talia.
Yeah.
And then like you just skip Brand. Like right now, the meta is just skipping Brand.
When they buffed the Ocean up to 35 for 4, like it's actually a really big breakpoint too.
Oh.
And a big part of that comp is also the summoners in it, because the summoners are all high-cost units. Very powerful.
the 4 cost summoners, Andy and York, are like 2 of the best units in the game, which also can act as 2 of the best frontline. So they're like incredibly imbalanced and can slot in every comp in the game.
Yeah, that's what's so nice about it is you use the Ocean Mage not as like the carries, but as the utility for whatever your top end ends up being. Because you can slot Zeds in there as well with the right items, and he's just getting pumped full of mana.
Yeah, so like pretty much every game right now, at least that I've played, is like you're running like Blender, which is the Blade Master Nocturne carry.
Oh, that one's actually really fun though.
It's really fun. You're running Fast 8 to push for Singe 2, Nami 2, or Zed 2, or you're hyper rolling. And those are the only things that you're doing. So whether you're hyper rolling like lights or whatever, and then some people are going Shadow, but that's more rare. But those are like the only strategies available right now.
Wait, what do you feel like is better for people trying to climb rank right now? Because for me, my most consistent has been hard econing up to 8 and going for the Sins and Zeds, because in the lower ELOs, I feel like other people are contesting early, but I never get knocked out before I get my 5
I think if you manage your econing is the easiest way to climb in lower ranks. And then from there, I think pushing Fast 8 is very, very consistent right now.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's as tempo-oriented as it was during some set 1 periods where like you had to level on like curve basically to keep up.
It's actually hilarious how hard people are econing. I'm being told not to finish, not to buy Syndra 2. Like just leave her at 1. You never finish Malphite 2 because the difference is 0.5 seconds stun and 75 damage.
I did see Malphite is on the list for buffs.
Yeah. So like it's actually crazy what people are doing right now to econ better.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. Some of like I'll just take, some extra damage.
You're cutting corners extremely hard, and you're putting all your items on like Renekton and Zyra to hard carry you through the whole mid game.
Yeah, the super efficient ones, right? You get some really good 1-cost units upgraded.
Yeah, and if you whiff an 8, you just blame Riot. Like that's the general strategy. I've seen everyone do it in high elo.
So obviously this is one of the focuses more on winning, though. This is not as much of the ladder environment where you're like, hey, top 4, I'm pretty happy. This is all about getting first place. We asked Mort earlier what he thinks is one of the best top-end comps, even because you're basically trying to high roll, in this lobby. What do you think is the best? I managed to hit this insane thing, and now I'm guaranteed to win.
I'm pretty much positive that Z2 with Light is unbeatable. Like, I'd probably put any amount of money on it because I've played it against it twice while practicing, and like 4 times. It was pretty much unbeatable.
And the thing is about that, you don't have to play light to do it.
Yes.
You can just do it later when you get the Zed.
Oh, it also bugs half the time, and it counts, the Zed clone counts as additional light. So it's just like... so the highest roll is going to be probably, everyone should hard econ 8 this game and try to push for the Z2, Nami 2, Singe 2 for Mystic comp.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're coming up on Krugs, which is the round where right after people finally decide if they're going to all in. I saw some people had, I think, decent Predator setups.
I mean, Becca's on top, and that's what she won with last time because she used a successful Predator early to get to a high level, and then she found all of the 5 costs and upgraded like 3 or 4 different 5-cost units.
The good thing about Predator is you can go straight to Singe.
Yeah.
And so like that's anything that ends on Singe, Zed, or Nami is really, really strong.
Yeah, Predator has this weird curve where like you're on 5 forever, and then as soon as you do your hyper roll and hit your 3 Kog'Maw and Skarn or whatever, then you just power level and like try and get up to where you're in Singe range.
All right, decision time here.
Not a ton of economy to play with. Well, he's selling off, so.
Yeah, looking for the pred. I actually really love watching high-rated players do roll down super quickly. Because it's always fun to point out if they miss one.
I thought you were going to say, like,
no, there's a twist at the end, Mark.
Yeah, they're so talented. Oh, they're so great. I try and learn from them. No. Nobody wants to see people better than him fail.
You're like, not so good now, are you?
Ooh, does he sell one more? All right.
Here we go. Renekton.
Ooh, nice. These are a lot of good finds.
Because there is a time limit, you have to get through all of it this
2 more
turn before you auto level. Do you do this thing with your mouse, Scar? Because I do that too, and I see a lot of people mouse over every card.
Yeah, it's just a force habit.
Just a Mundo upgrade. I guess he doesn't actually want it to keep his bench free.
He missed a Skarner.
Oh, Scar likes doing it too.
I feel like my chat now.
Yeah, you're the backseat gamer now.
He hit Cog 3.
Yeah.
Let the hate flow through you, Scar.
So this is a very interesting decision because this guy ended up hyper rolling Preds with Renekton. That's something that also hits on the other hyper roll comps a lot.
Yeah.
But it makes it so like it's really hard for you to ever 3-star any of your 2-cost minions. I think this person's gonna regret that actually.
Yeah, he also gave up the chance for a 2-star Mundo right away, which is not fantastic, but
Usually I'll give up any. I will never go for Mundo. Like it's just it's whatever because you need to spend so much gold. The Mundo's worth 9 gold. That's
you'd rather have
much.
that all for econ to get to 8, and then you'll just pick him up later.
Biggest thing to me is Skarner's such a big part of it, and he only hit the 1 Skarner. I think he ends up selling it, so.
I think Rek'Sai 3 right now is ultra slept on, and one of the only ways to deal with super fat Singed. So that's really interesting.
That's true.
Yeah, 3-star hits for 850.
850, 75 mana, super overtuned.
Yeah. Well, it's also good because it gets the Predator stack on the end of it. So
you can one-shot a Singed 2 with it. It's one of the only things that can do that. Currently, like a lot of the meta is around like the 2 top end like Zed Singed, but recently I've been finding that Nami is probably one of the best carries in the game. And so if you miss your Zed, you should all in on Nami, like, or Singed.
Yeah, I
Just
think
all in Nami, non-stop.
I mean, the wave gets such good coverage.
let's see here, Ocean Mage.
Jschritte back on top. What's his win streak at? Let's see if we can check in. Because he was super helpful when he was on the desk as well. 5 right now.
Pretty big. Ocean Mage does get a 3-star Diana completed.
So you rolled down a little bit, it looked like.
Yeah.
But he didn't roll down all the way.
He was thinking of doing the Renekton, so then you can have Desert when you get Kha'Zix and possibly do Assassins, but had to pivot because there were a lot of people rolling down.
I think it's smart not to roll down all the way because unfortunately right now hyper roll is not going to get you first place. I can't imagine a single hyper roll comp that's not maybe Preds getting you first, and first is all that matters.
Yeah.
So saving gold is smart.
Yeah, Woodland Druid Assassin, great for top 4ing. Tears through a lot of things in the early and mid game, and then
Ooh, Becca's got a Mage Cap. Was it on Zyra already too?
God.
whoa.
Oh!
Wow.
The Tibbers is the victor. Yeah, Becca had a Mage Cap pretty early on, so gonna be a pretty strong Ocean Mage build because putting that on a Summoner, if you get the double cast.
Oh yeah, it's great. You put it on Annie and then you never run Brand because that unit is filler.
Speaking of Brand, there's one on the carousel as well.
Great mid game unit, and then
Got armor on it too.
yeah, at some point like you just can't play it.
Yeah.
Feels like Phantom Dancers still highly prioritized. GAs as well being able to build off of it. What do you think of the best obviously Morellonomicon, everyone talks about how necessary that is. And then Phantom Dancer as well is usually the one people say is the other second one that people like to just generally build.
Yeah, after that it's kind of situational. I think Shojin's great. Shojin's super good. I like Iceborne a lot. I think pure raw synergy with PD. And it's just completely busted when they combine in the sense that every dodge from either counts for that.
Right.
And D-Claw is ultra good right now.
Yeah, there's so much magic damage. I'm surprised we don't see as many of, or we haven't seen as many.
I also feel pretty good about making redemptions too. I feel like they're a little underrated, and you can have it for your Zed later.
Problem is you're forced into a Zed comp because it's bad on everything else. So that's the only thing I'm not super into it, especially because it builds into Morello's. But it's okay. Like, I think the stuff that's underrated is actually I think Rageblade's pretty good. You see everyone kind of settle for Rageblade for stuff, and it's not too terrible.
Saw a couple of them in that one lobby where the Nocturne had a Rageblade too, so he just always had his spin up.
Yeah, there's a lot of really unique bugs with PD and like Morello's that are very, very prominent right now. So for instance, if you're running Foreshadow, Kindred ulti is a single target damage, just gets dodged by PD 25% of the time for no reason.
Yep. It's like when some of those spells are coded as crits.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
With Phantom Dancer so prevalent too, it's kind of sad that like Thief Gloves items like the Jeweled Gauntlet is just, it actually will actively hurt you.
Yes.
If you can then crit your spells and they get dodged.
Nocturne's best 3 items are actually with IE, but right now you can't ever run IE because you just actively make him do less damage.
Yeah. So we do have one Woodland Druid Assassin comp, but he has only a 3 Renektons on right now.
I'm looking at his Maokai items, and I'm like, all right, he is looking for his Zed. Everybody's gonna.
Yeah, they're both in Woodland Druid, but it looks like Jschritte has a lot of summoners, whereas Virus is hard in on the Woodland Druid.
Yeah, that guy. Those are definitely full Zed items. I think right now, if you're looking for a Zed though, you want to leave space for a light spat. It sounds stupid, but if you only care about first place, like first place light guarantees like your top 2.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a totally fair point.
Another thing too is like York is such a good unit just by itself. You can throw it in anywhere, and you'll just be like, oh, I have a light ready as well.
The top players understand the value of individual units really well. So units that like can replace 2-star earlier units like Annie or Brand or Malphite or York see a lot of play in the mid game as you try to push 8 really, really fast. So you'll only see like level 1 of these units because like they're just there because they're so powerful at level 1.
My favorite round, Mark, the Wolf Pinata.
Hopefully it's better than last time you brought it up where we only saw a single tier. Hopefully Becca gets a little bit more.
She has really good items though. Already has her Merlin Namcon done and a Mage Cap.
Yeah.
I think.
With rotating all the boards
Yeah,
too.
like, I have no idea.
Oh, a PD straight?
Wow. And she already had a...
And a Rage Blade? What a
Yeah, she's feeling good. Hey, you're cheering for her. Come on, Scott.
Yeah,
let's
no.
go.
I think, okay. I hope she doesn't get baited because she's got items for both Singed and Nami. So
Yeah. Brand 2's going to get you there as well.
And Nico's help on his bench as well.
that's Jinsol.
Yeah.
But he also has a Mage Cap.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Zyra. I thought we were watching the same person. That what he did right there is really dangerous. Rolling down at 7,
I think I can kind of justify it in the sense where if you're in a lobby where getting first matters and you want first access to some of these units, 7's odds aren't as good as 8, but you're hoping to high roll and get them on 7 before other people do.
Sure, but I'm very hesitant to roll down as much, which is why he ended up selling to 20 gold, which is pretty good. But if you roll down all the way right there at 4-1, you're pretty much never going to be able to get first.
Yeah.
Because you're too far behind getting the other good 5 costs.
Jschritte. Summoner, Ocean, Inferno, Warden.
Anyone who gets Annie 2 or Yorick 2 in lobby always gets pinged because it's it's just like, wow, I can't believe you took that unit from me.
She needs one more Annie to get there.
Got a repeating crossbow on the Yorick as well. It's one of those items that I wish, because it's so fun, the idea of it popping off and just slowly stacking up more and more. But I'm surprised to see it completed.
Yeah, it's not super good, except for in certain like light or summoner comps, but
Oof.
It's always got to be a shadow player. I feel like in every lobby, one single one though, nobody just grouping up on it, and that's getting him up to second place here.
the thing about Shadow is if it's uncontested, you usually get 3-star Kindred and Scion. So with that alone, Kindred's one of the few units that can deal with incredibly oppressive frontliners. All the meta frontliners, she will just melt, except for when they have Declaw. Then it gets a little... Declaw PD is when it gets a little complicated.
Yeah, in the previous lobby, Whippo, I don't know if you saw, had the Seraphs and the cabinet. His ult, the Kindred ult was hitting for 1750, which will one-shot most 2-cost units.
Yeah, it's pretty
Or
nutty.
2-star units.
All right, here's our Preds plus Renekton hyper roll. See how it pans out. Decent items for... Actually, not.
Surprised he didn't just jam the PD on his Kog'Maw right here. Maybe he's going to save for Defiant Rageblade on Carousel.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, when you're playing for first place only, you look for only perfect items. Which is
Yeah.
why I'm surprised to see, like, someone build a crossbow, for instance, unless he found it on one of the item drops.
Yeah, maybe it was like an auto-complete on Combine too, maybe, I'm not sure.
So we do 100% rather have the Rageblade than, like, the Hurricane for that Kog'Maw. Because Hurricane also can spread your Predator and your red buff.
I think the Hurricane's okay. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Most of the times, the only time I like Hurricane is only on Sivir and on Shojin users, because the way it interacts with Shojin gives you access to autos, so you get 36% mana back per auto.
Getting down to the wire, 4-4. Some people are already at 12 health.
There's actually a lot of spatulas in this game because we saw multiple mage caps already and 2 more off this carousel.
Wow, Singed with a Giant's Belt. That's perfect item, basically.
Yes.
I think Xiao did have a wand.
A large rod? Oh, this will be...
I mean, we were waiting for the first Singe/Zed to pop up.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Oh, he actually uses or that's Becca. She uses the Syndra with the spatula on it. Still needed that one.
Jschritte's just rolling down an 8 right here. At 4-5, okay. He's looking for 5 pass, that's it. He's holding Ornn potentially to go for
electric
out.
Here's Virus's perspective. Last place right now, 12 health.
I see 6 Kindreds on the enemy board there too.
Double Ivern. And Inferno Lux, huh? Interesting. Not going to be enough, it looks like.
I think as soon as you have to commit items to Kha'Zix, it's impossible to win. Because Kha'Zix is such a weak unit on these onslaught of PD metas that it's not very, very strong.
All right, Becca on fire again at the top. North America, we've got whittled down to 1 representative, but she's doing extremely well, Skara.
Yeah, I knew it. The entire time, I told people I'd get top, and then I filled in the number depending on how,
Yeah.
just change
She'll get top, and then
something.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's another Annie.
Who are we on now? Elimination match for Virus.
Yeah, that Morello's on the Xiao. He was able to complete it right away.
Instead of Rage Blade, he ended up getting a second.
Oh, it's up with this at Maokai, AFK at the bottom. Oh, there we go. He's awake.
A little late.
These are really interesting Kog'Maw items. I think he was really looking forward toward a Hurricane, but instead he had to just build a second.
That was the one we were talking about.
Yeah. I mean, he did have a great carousel round where he found a Singe with a Giant's Belt and instantly could build the Morellos, so... Because he could have built the Rage Blade like you were talking about, but he was holding off until the carousel round, which was pretty smart.
Hey, I saw Zed for Becca on her board as well.
Jinsol's got one offered to him here, too.
But she had the Mage Cap, and I really like putting...
He's got the Mage Cap, too?
Oh!
This is the one that happened before where we swapped.
I think you have to be really careful with Mage Capping Zed. It may not be as good as Mage Capping Nami at the moment.
While the Zed is more ridiculous looking, the Nami's just a little bit more effective.
I think it actually gives you double on-hit buffs as well, so your whole team just does stupid amounts of...
Oh, that stacks?
I'm not positive, but like even the CC alone allows you to like just control the pace of the game really, really well.
Wow, he's 1 Skarner away? 2 Skarners away.
Gets a late Thief's Gloves, so you can just kind of get a second semi-carry.
Yeah, maybe you stick that on the Nocturne, you think? Thieves' Gloves?
It almost certainly goes on Rek'Sai or Mundo.
Okay.
Alternatively, it can go Nocturne because it affects on hits in the area, but I guess...
Also, it's pretty low life, and the Mundo's 1 cost,
he's
or
putting
1
it on
star.
Twitch,
Yeah.
and it got
Well, that's good
Giant Slayer.
Yeah. Becca in an interesting Ocean Assassin kind of comp right now with the Zed. She did put the Mage Cap on it.
I saw Keen was running this last night, actually.
Desert Summoner Sin.
Yeah, Keen really liked this one.
It's one of the top comps. It's why Azir got popular recently.
Yep, has a lot to do with looking for Zed later.
She needs the double summons. She didn't get the first one.
The double Tibbers.
Oh, she got the double summon there, but it's not going to be enough.
Did that break her streak? Was that the one? Yeah.
When you start getting to the late game and people start putting in like 2 to 4 Mystics, you start to have the most important Mystic is actually Soraka. Her silence denial
it's actually
is incredible in the current meta. So just be on the watch because one Soraka silence can just win you a fight.
I gotta tell you, man, Jschritte looks scary. I think like his comp has a lot more room to grow. Like with the Skarner potentially getting 3-star and the Singed already.
The problem is that he's so far behind
Yeah.
in gold that he can't realistically hit Singe 2. Unless he had a Nico on the bench that I didn't look at.
No, I don't think he did. Well, 3-star Renekton coming up big.
And heading for this carousel too. High likelihood of 5 costs. So who's at the bottom right now for first picks? Jschritte and
Evangelion. Or excuse me, Xiao.
yeah.
That was another Zed player beating Becca. She's lost 2 in a row now. Did hit Kha'Zix too, I saw on the right side. This is one of those times too where like the order that you draw your opponents becomes really, really important.
The Pred player is dead.
This one or
yes,
the other one? Because there's
100%.
2.
Oh, this one, because what happens, getting Skarner 3 is only good if you have good Skarner items. Without a stacked defensive items on Skarner 3, it feels really underwhelming.
And he doesn't have any crystal to
Yeah,
supplement
he doesn't
it
have
with
anything
right
on
now.
Rek'Sai 3 either, so it's really all on the Kog'Maw that's going to get annihilated.
Yeah, the Assassin's absolutely destroyed it there. Oh, Twitch is
He's doing...
So
good work.
yeah, and you can always bank on just trying to find. I mean, if he finds 2 more Singe and you upgrade it,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden your life is extended.
Wow. Well, I mean, he's dead. I mean, he'll be lucky to get top 4, and there's no way he gets first.
Right, first is out of the question.
And the
Yeah.
5 costs of the carousel are
Ooh, there's a
miss and a miss.
Fawn is disgusting.
Fawn, that actually kind of helps him out a lot because he can
Oh,
get the Ashen with the
yes.
Skarner for the crystal.
He's still
but
missing a lot of other stuff. He might actually be able to put in just Mystic here.
Yeah, Mystic's pretty important for this lobby as well. There's a lot of magic flying around.
One of the biggest problems is that when you start stacking Kog'Maw, like Kog'Maw isn't a late game carry. He has no kind of steroid. So the 2 people who are Kog'Maw stacking have they need to get rid of the Kog'Maw at some point, but you can't.
Yeah, you don't have a very good
Well,
peak
and-
with that.
Yeah.
and there's a lot of assassins in. Becca's an assassin with her desert assassin comp. There's another Zed summoner player.
Oh, for me, Singe is just an assassin because he just runs and
Yeah,
kills the back.
I guess.
So
yeah.
it's you know.
So yeah, there's the Singe running at the Kog'Maw as well.
Do or die here. No more Skarners.
No.
Ah, there's one more.
You give up on the Nocturne?
100%.
Yeah.
Gotta go for it.
Yeah. We'll just have to see if he's able to stay alive. Jschritte also tied at 18 health.
He had to throw Thief's Glove on his Singe because he just wanted to survive longer.
Well, he is an electric with Summoner Redemption Zed and Dragon's Claw on it. But the poison's stopping it from ulting, yeah.
Oh!
Whoa, 1 over. Actually was able to draw him too, so pretty lucky.
Wow. He's climbing his way back up. Maybe top 4 is a possibility for him, especially after the Fawn.
What sparked Jinsol's spree here? Because he was at the bottom for quite a while. Let's see what he hit. Just got a level 2 Annie.
This is the other Predator
Sideboard.
player.
Level 3 Mundo finally.
Yeah. Thornmail's in terms of the defensive items.
It's sad because in this situation, like if he had the Morello on Singe, like his comp becomes like 20% better.
And it's
Yeah.
even more painful because now we get completed items and you have the rod sitting there
you have to
taunting
wait
you.
till 6-3.
Yeah. It's a long wait.
All right, Honglian versus Kongmen. Wow, Shadow, Ranger a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the Kindred's down, so I think it's over.
Yeah, not gonna kill him out here, but
You start to see a lot of Beast Glove as like kind of a good item to put on second and tertiary carries because you get limited amounts of items in game. You can only like deck out 1 unit consistently.
1 health for Xiao.
it's a Glacial too. That feels bad.
Yeah. It always feels really bad getting the super late spatula items that have nothing to do with your comp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't even give double stats anymore.
But this lobby's gonna be really interesting.
Whoa.
The top end is gonna have like force. Like everyone has spats in this lobby.
Actually, he doesn't have a good place for that. He got a Seraphs, which is obviously a great item, but he doesn't have anyone to really put it on. Assassin item for a non-assassin player. Deathblade feels pretty good.
All right, this was Jinsol that we were looking at.
Yeah. So this he's
Got the fully rounded summoner Ocean Mage. That's like the most standard setup for the
Yes.
for the.
Yeah.
Ocean
It's
Mage
also
summon.
the comp that can't hit first place most of the times. Like
Yeah.
you're really struggling out there to hit that.
But
the-
it's recommended to a lot of people for climbing because
Exactly.
it's consistent. Yeah.
The one thing you can say though is if everyone's going for the high variance comps, maybe everyone whiffed.
No, I mean somebody's gonna get a 2-star Zed,
yeah.
a 2-star.
So like how
Yeah.
this comp transitions, you end up just selling the brand. Or when you hit the Nami 2, you put all those items on.
Well,
the
there's
Nami
the
2.
Zed too, so he's already starting to do some of
Yeah,
the transitions.
The Zed into PD.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was waiting. Where's
He was
jump?
he was worried about it whiffing. I can respect that.
So this is the third mage with Mage Zed in the lobby. But I think this is the first 2-star one.
Evangelion actually has an insane comp because he ends up having almost perfect items for Zed as well as perfect items for Brand, which is really rare.
And the brand, yeah, exactly, has the extra Dragon's Claws protected, gets all the other mage magic damage.
Moves off Ocean to get the next item on there.
I thought that Rek'Sai was a Skarner.
Dude,
but
that-
now he's just sitting one away
He's
from
one-
both.
Yeah, it feels so bad.
So when you're looking at the Predator player,
2-star Zed!
Ooh.
2-star Zed!
You have to give up on one of your Singe though.
Is he gonna lock?
Or you can sell something off the board.
Ooh, bold move. Just gonna wait it out.
Oh,
He's thinking
Kongmen
about
has-
selling his Kazakhs, but like he realizes
Yeah.
that Zed2 doesn't do anything in his comp.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Look at his items. At first I thought it was gonna be maybe okay because GA down there, but it's from a Thief's Club GA.
I mean, you can kind of just build it maybe and then wait because he's in first place with 42 health. The Zed doesn't need to come in right away.
Yeah, I think it's
And
nice.
it
just to pick
denies it,
up.
yeah.
Yep. Because especially because the other two players are looking for Zed,
Yeah.
and then there were 4.
Oh, Becca dropped out.
Keep the denial.
Oh, he locked.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
Jschritte has been
Jause actually
feeding.
hit top 4 with 1 health. This guy made a legendary comeback.
See, if this is ranked, then
You're like, I'm so
"Ah,
good.
that's it." But if top 1 is all you're looking for,
Yeah, this feels really rough for everyone.
everyone except for
Kongmen. Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, who's gonna be able to take him down?
Jinsol's brand items are really poor. Like he's lucky to make top 4. This guy ended up running
What
4
was
Shadow
it?
4 Mystic.
see it.
Yeah, Honglian just.
This usually is pretty bad.
His kindred items are eh.
The standard 4 Shadow play is to go Infernal Summoners, because then you get a really strong front line for your kindred.
Ooh.
But now we're down to 2.
Zachary actually gets third by staying alive a little bit longer in that fight.
Wow.
Wow. Another force of nature.
Holy shit.
Oh my.
Like I said, this was going to be a nutty game. There's so many spats. He got an Ionic.
This is for everything,
Does he have
too.
a
It's down to the
Zen one?
final 2. Force of Nature goes over to Jinsol, the underdog. 4 health left.
I'm shocked Jinsol actually got this high. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I didn't see what you meant at first about the.
The brand items are just really subpar. And he's like, I think the Zyra ended up carrying a lot of his health early.
The Ionic there.
He needs to switch Mundo spots, because Mundo ulti will always ulti at tier 3. But Zed getting his first ulti off is going to take too long.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's no Zephyrs to worry about or anything. I don't know if
The
there's.
Soraka Silence is on Zed.
Yeah, but there's so many other threats on his comp. Oh, maybe not. No.
Yeah. Soraka Silence blocked Zed for so long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the Zyra is just doing work. As a 1-cost unit, she's definitely one of the most efficient in the game.
I also love that you 2-star it early on. You can just put your items on it and feel good about carrying the entire time.
I wonder. So you're Kongmen here. He has a Nocturne for steal. Oh, he just gave up on the Z2. Okay.
Yep.
Never mind.
He probably regrets Ionic.
Yeah.
It is not very good.
Yeah, super late Ionic.
None of that. That's not going to live. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, Sinch right in the middle as a level 1. Still gets a couple of poisons off.
Ooh,
it's gonna be
looking a lot better once you put Pred back in and toss out the set.
Yeah, the Predator was a lot better. It's going to do it.
Oh, the last hit.
Giving up on the Zed Dream as much as we talk about how great it is. The correct pivot there for Kongmen. He's able to take first place.
Congratulations. The final legend winner here.
And what a nice guy. He goes around and shakes everyone's hand, just flexing on them. Hey,
Don't you remember the days of LCS Scar going over shaking hands?
Where I shook hand and went out the wrong exit. That was nightmare.
I guess they would come shake your hand because you were losing.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I was used to staying in the chair.
Are you excited to get back, grind some TFT? Have you seen actually the cheat sheet for the new patch?
I'm really excited for the new patch. It changed up a lot, and I heard PD is getting nerfed, which means that I can play the game because it's a very, very tough item.
Did you test PBE at all?
I have not.
Yeah, I feel like there's a couple items that feel really important. Like Morel Nomicron's really important because it allows you to kill certain things, whereas PD just makes things not viable, which it's like a different class of oppressive item and how it functions.
It reminds me of Season 1 D-Claw before it got nerfed 4 times. It used to be full immunity, and it was like, well, why would you play anything else? So,
it's down to 50% for record, and it's still good.
From, what was it, like
83? Yeah. That's also when Dragon Bonus gave full immunity.
Yeah,
it was just like
it was. Ooh, I think they've learned that hard counters are not good for the game, and instead putting in soft counters like being able to tech in Mystic has been really, really good for the game.
Yeah, Cloud, those kinds of things feel really good too when they're on those 2 set bonuses because you usually have enough pivot room in your comp to figure out the best for that situation.
Yeah, I've been super happy with the way that set 2 has developed. Set 1 turned into a lot of tunneling on most people in the lobby going for similar things.
Yeah, that as well as some of the denial mechanics where it doesn't feel like comps really get shut down anymore or like your carry just isn't able to function. Aside from with the example of PD, I know is what you're going to say.
I think the top end is really scary because I think they've done everything well but the very late game. So I think the very late game, since none of the 6 of a kind synergies are possible, like you can't go 6 Rangers, you can't go 6 Inferno, you can't go, realistically, you can go 6 Light, you can't go 6 Assassins.
6 Glacial
6 Glacial is like maybe okay, but like you can't really go that way, so you always have to do like minor synergies, and it ends up being that like you do minor synergies plus super OP 5 cost. I don't like the late game, but they've done a really good job with early and mid.
Yeah, and I'm sure they can bump up some of that 6-unit scaling synergy.
What about the state of Lux? Because Lux was one of the super interesting things that they added for this set. Having 2 late game extra synergies you can add to something.
I love what she brings to the game. I don't think she's a good unit.
Yeah,
like it's sad that you want to stack items onto Zyro rather than stacking items onto Lux a lot of times, and I feel really, really terrible that's the case.
Especially since you got 7. It's a big investment. We are ready with another interview, though. For more on that victory, let's send it over to Dash.
Dash here with Kongmen after an incredible victory in our TFT Legends tournament. Kongmen, how does it feel to have proven yourself as the best TFT player here at this tournament in our Final 8?
恭喜你获得了云顶之翼的总冠军，然后现在感觉怎么样？证明了自己是这个最强的云顶之翼的这个人。
还是运气挺好的，但是因为我今天也是比较不舒服，但是还是轻松的拿下了这个比赛。
I think I'm very lucky at this game, but actually I didn't feel really good. Well, my health situation is not that good, but well, I take the game really easily.
Well, you did. You did very much so in the end, and it was an impressive victory. But more importantly, with this victory, you have won $100,000 for your charity, which is the China Youth Development Foundation. It provides social advocacy and aid for young people in China. So what does it mean to have won this money on behalf of your charity?
那通过赢下这个比赛的话呢，你也是赢得了$100,000的这样的一个基金，去捐献给中国的青少年发展基金会。所以这对于你来说有什么样的意义呢？
我觉得挺好的，就小人物也可以做公益。
This is really good for me, and I feel like the people who is not that very famous, just nobody still can do the charity things.
I have one final question for you before I send you up to watch our final event of the evening. I don't know if you've been paying too much attention to the 1v1s in League of Legends, but we have Uzi and we have Bwipo. Who do you think is going to be the 1v1 League of Legends champion?
在进行我们这一次全明星最后一项的对决之前，还是要问一下你，那在1v1的这个决赛当中，你更看好的是 UZI 呢，还是更看好 Bwipo？
China #1.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need any translation for that. China #1. He's calling Uzi in our grand finals of the 1v1 tournament. Thank you so much, Kongmen. Congratulations once again. Go enjoy the rest of the events.
And I think a lot of people agree. I called Uzi at the very beginning of the 1v1 tournament. Who you going with, Sky?
I actually thought it was going to be someone from EU, and like one of their other people got taken out. Like that'd be Caps. I thought it was going to be actually Mickey.
They had 4 of them in the semifinals or quarterfinals.
And then the last player remaining is Bwipo. And apparently Bwipo is just like a gaming god. Like he's good at everything, you know.
Today has definitely been his day.
I think I want to believe in him, but I'm going with Uzi as well. China #1.
But your predictions have been curses. You even cursed Virus in this one.
That's true. Oops.
I think Bwipo can do it. He did the least 1v1 practice, but maybe he's just got a big brain, you know?
Well, that's what's good about it being best of 3 for him, is that he has a lot of opportunities to use that big brain. If you make one mistake, it's not the end of the world, which we've sometimes seen people get countered out earlier on in the tournament with one bad decision.
I think the changes to the 1v1 format actually helped him a lot. The Ring of Fire towards the end. You can play defensively super early on. There's catch-up experience with cannons, and you just try and go for your kill in the Ring of Fire with a Bruiser with Conqueror, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. The Ring of Fire allows you to play like Triss to ulti people out. You can play like Skarner. You can play like Kench. It's very, very strange. That adds a little bit of an extra dimension onto the champions that you pick.
We've had some people really cheering hard for Poppies. Just
oh, yeah.
Just to play defensive the whole game and then wait for one moment to try and hit your ult at the Ring of Fire.
That was so sad, too, because then he played into the Heimerdinger, and it was just the saddest, like, this.
And don't even get to the Ring of Fire.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope they stick more. I like the Bwipo versus Shy matchup a lot, where it's back and forth the whole way.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for some more stuff like that. And it is a lot of marksmen that Uzi's been playing, so you're going to play into one no matter what. You just have to pick your poison, I think, and you can probably guess what he's going to play based off which one you leave up. So Bwipo just needs to have some counters prepared.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I want to see when I see Uzi play, though. Him outplaying people with marksman. Glad he's sticking to his guns. Thank you, Scar, for joining us. Time for a quick break. There's only one event